Hello, my wonderful reading friends. It's Awnie. It's story time. Are you ready for another dino adventure with our friend Scout? Let's see what he's going to discover this time as we read The Dinosaur Who Discovered Hamburgers 3, Legend of the Secret Sauce. If you have a copy, go get it so you can read along with me.
Like and subscribe to Awnie's house.
The Dinosaur Who Discovered Hamburgers 3, Legend of the Secret Sauce by Adisan Books. The air buzzed with revving engines and the aroma of cheeseburgers. The Dino Monster Truck Rally was the biggest event of the year in the dino world. Scout, inventor of the cheeseburger, was there to make sure the most important cheeseburger he had ever made was prepared perfectly. He was making a cheeseburger for the king of dinosaurs, King Rexcellent. The king, seated in his royal tent, was a fan of both monster trucks and Scout's cheeseburgers. It was a perfect day and he was eagerly awaiting his meal. Scout served his perfectly grilled cheeseburger to the king, and just as the king was about to take a bite, a royal messenger arrived. The crowd's cheers turned to whispers as the king received an urgent scroll. The scroll held bad news. The kingdom's rivers of mustard and ketchup were drying up. This news threatened the hamburger as we knew it. The king shared the dire situation with Scout and told him there might be a solution to the problem. There was an ancient tale of islands with extraordinary flavors and a legendary waterfall of sauce. The king's great-grandfather, Tyrannosaurus Rex, had given him a medallion that held the secret location of the waterfall. King Rexcellent handed Scout the medallion and said,
"Scout, find the secret waterfall to solve the sauce crisis."
Scout accepted the challenge, ready to complete the mission. He prepared his gear, boarded his plane, and was ready to soar toward the coordinates marked on his old wrinkled map. Scout followed the coordinates on his map to what appeared to be a thunderstorm of clouds ahead. As he passed through the clouds, his compass started spinning wildly. Scout was lost in the thunderstorm and didn't know which way he was heading. He brought the compass up to take a closer look and realized that the dial became steadier when it was near the king's medallion. He tried holding the medallion together with the compass, and the compass immediately became steady and pointed in a specific direction, almost like it was being summoned. Scout emerged from the clouds and saw 1,000 islands clustered together in the ocean below. Could this be it? Could these be the legendary islands of sauces? Scout flew over an island that was very green and noticed the green was moving, almost like it was a sauce. It smelled sweet, so Scout swooped in and grabbed a taste. Of course! Sweet flavor and hints of pickle. This was the legendary relish jungle. This was a bit too sweet for a hamburger, so Scout carried on. Scout saw what looked like a white beach and thought it looked unusual. As he got closer, he saw it was not sand at all, but a thick paste. He grabbed a bit to taste. Of course, this was the legendary mayonnaise beach. Scout thought it would be a bit too creamy for a hamburger, so he continued on. Scout flew towards an island with a cove that was covered in black rocks. He was starting to get the idea that each of these islands had different legendary flavors. He swooped in and immediately sneezed.
Achoo!
Of course! This was the legendary Pepper Cove. Scout still felt he was getting close, so he continued on. Scout continued to fly over each island and found different ingredients, but nothing that would be a good addition to the hamburger. However, he noticed that the waves from each island were mysteriously flowing toward one in the middle. Scout flew over the island and saw a big rock formation but no waterfall. He landed to take a closer look. As he approached the rocks, he saw something that looked to be the shape of the medallion. He placed the medallion in the opening and voila! The waterfall started flowing down. It had a creamy texture, tasted a bit sweet and tangy, had a little bit of spice to it, but the flavors blended very well together. Of course! This was the legendary secret sauce the king had told him about. Scout collected as much of the secret sauce as he could and jumped in his plane. Scout flew back past, well, he flew directly back home. Scout called the two smartest dino scientists he knew, Dr. Ham and Dr. Chi, to help with the legendary sauce from the Thousand Islands. They helped him mix, taste, and refine the mysterious sauce until at last they found the perfect balance. The legendary sauce was unlike anything they had ever tasted. It was tangy yet sweet, rich yet refreshing, complex yet utterly satisfying. Dr. Ham and Dr. Chi came up with what they thought was the perfect name to describe it. Creamy, tomatoey, relishy, tangy, twisty sauce. Scout thought the name was a bit too long and suggested they name it Thousand Island Sauce instead. Dr. Ham and Dr. Chi were amazed at Scout's genius. Word of Scout's new creation spread like wildfire. Dinosaurs from every corner of the land went to his hamburger stands to taste the legendary sauce. The stands were so busy they had to rush to get customers in and out. Scout looked around at the happy faces and thought,
Of course! This is what it's all about!
The king took a bite of this new hamburger and announced the crisis was solved. For the first time in history, he gave a food 2 thumbs up. The Velociraptor Food Guide awarded it an unprecedented 12 claws up. It was so good they had to use the claws on their hands and feet. The tale of Scout and the Thousand Island Sauce became a legend, passed down through generations. It was a story of courage, curiosity, and discovery. Scout felt happy and complete. The hamburger was saved and all was right in the world. I just love how good Scout is at teamwork, persevering, and thinking creatively. I hope you enjoyed our story today. See you next time.